Earth's average annual temperature has increased about 0.5 degrees Celsius over the last century. That's a little surprising. It doesn't sound like very much. 0.5 degrees Celsius over the last century, over the last 100 years? All the doom and gloom that I've heard, it sounds like it's increased a lot more than that. I mean, it's not good that it's increasing, but my point here is that I read this sentence and I'm a little surprised. It doesn't seem like it's as bad as I thought it was. That's still bad, but not as bad as I thought. This warming is primarily the result of the buildup of minor gases in the atmosphere, blocking the outward flow of heat from the planet. Okay, so we've seen what I would consider a small increase in the average temperature, and that warming is primarily due to minor gases in the atmosphere. Got it. Doesn't sound like an argument, actually. Just seems like a set of facts. Okay, question. Which one of the following, if true, would count as evidence against the scientist's explanation of the Earth's warming? Oh, okay, so this is a weakened question, which means that I still don't think that the original was an argument per se. The original gave us two sentences. The original passage gave us two sentences. The first sentence is a fact. Look, the Earth has warmed over the last 100 years. The second sentence is explaining why it warmed. I just took that as a given. I thought they were just saying, hey, this is true. This is why it warmed. But what this question is asking us to do is undermine or to weaken that explanation. So this scientist thinks that the Earth warmed because of minor gases building up in the atmosphere. We need an answer choice that says, no, it warmed up for some other reason. For some reason, the first thing that came to my mind was cows and methane gas, but that's because the LSAT's obsessed with cows and methane gas. But in any case, let's go through the answers and look for something that says, look, the warming occurred for some other reason. That's all we need. Answer choice A. Only some of the minor gases whose presence in the atmosphere allegedly resulted in the phenomenon described by the scientists were produced by industrial pollution. What? Super wordy, but bottom line, the scientist mentioned some minor gases. The scientist thinks that those minor gases made the temperature go up. Answer choice A is saying, yeah, but only some of those gases were produced by industrial pollution. I don't think we really care where those minor gases came from. If they came from volcanoes, or if they came from industrial pollution, or cows. And that's actually a problem with my rebuttal about cows, is cows are, if they're putting out methane gas, that's a minor gas probably. But in any case, we don't care where they came from, wherever they did come from, if they are coming into the atmosphere and warming the average temperature, or increasing the average temperature, then this explanation is totally legit. So answer choice A doesn't do anything to weaken the scientist's explanation. Answer choice B. Most of the warming occurred before 1940, while most of the buildup of minor gases occurred after 1940. Yeah, that's a problem. This guy thinks the minor gases made the world warmer, but the buildup occurred after the warming took place. Causation either has to happen at the same time or after, right? Like, if you're going to say that something causes something else, then the thing that's doing the causing, the cause, has to be with or before the effect. It can't be after the effect. The only way that can work is like in stupid time travel movies, right? I'm thinking of T2 or whatever, Terminator, where you have someone go back in time and kill someone. People in the future cannot kill people in the past. It's impossible. But people in the past could kill people in the future, right? Anyways, whatever. Answer choice B sounds like the right answer. C. Over the last century, Earth received slightly more solar radiation in certain years than it did in others. Some years had a lot of solar radiation, other years did not. That's great to know. Did it get warm because of that? Or did it just all kind of average out? Like, we need to know that we had more solar radiation for this entire century. But not that it had to be constantly more, but if you look at this century as a whole, we had to have more solar radiation in this century than we did compared to the last century. This is like looking within this century. Some years had more, some years had less. Okay, but maybe overall it was the same amount. And so if the solar radiation is the same amount for the entire century compared to last century, then that could not explain why the temperature has gotten warmer. Unless, of course, it got warmer last century, right? But then we'd have to make that assumption. Like, oh, this amount of solar radiation made the Earth 0.05 degrees Celsius warmer last century, and so if we have the same amount this century, then it might also make it that much warmer. But we don't know any of that. We're making a bunch of assumptions, so this does not help or offer an alternative explanation. It does not weaken the explanation we have in front of us. So A is out, B seems like the right answer, C is out. D, volcanic dust and other particles in the atmosphere reflect much of the sun's radiation back into space before it can reach Earth's surface. Okay, great. Does that mean that minor gases can't make it warmer here? They still could. E, the accumulation of minor gases in the atmosphere has been greater over the last century than at any other time in Earth's history. Ooh. Gases have gone up, and we've seen the Earth's annual temperature increase. This helps support the scientist's explanation. Not a lot, but it helps. Not what we're trying to do. The answer's got to be B.